You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Ked the pro and friends black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
All right. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, about where chaos rules and black culture is supreme. Wow. Before I get into it, guys, first and foremost, if you checked out the Juneteenth episode where I talked about the Black Wrestling Podcast 50, I appreciate you for tuning in. There's actually a big weekend of wrestling going on right now, but we wouldn't have had time to record this podcast if we sat and watched. So we're gonna do this podcast real quick, and then I'll get back to the wrestling as soon as we get out of here. But in the meantime, if you have not seen this podcast before, of course, this pod will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha can navigate the crazy parts from finances, black business highlights, black professionals, community content creators, home ownership, HBCU, sports, black nerddom, anime, wrestling, and especially black music. If it encompasses black culture, we are going to cover it. And live from the 410, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculator Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore Presentation.
Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
A.k.a. your favorite toxic adjacent king, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, all that good shit. 843 is me. Baltimore is the place to be. Always chaotic, never toxic most days. And back again, once again, with your favorite black culture eyelets and black culture shenanigans. My co-host Law should be popping in here any moment, but until then, I do want to introduce a special guest to the pod who will be joining us today. Obviously, it's very rare that we get somebody from another hip-hop based podcast on here, so I'm glad that we were able to. Most of the time is people in the nerd community, but he's also part of the nerd community as well, so there's that. Of course, he is a fellow bandsman, and on top of that, you already know, MLITB, y'all know I'm honorary Tau Beta Sigma. And of course, this gentleman here is a member of Kappa Kappa Psi National Honor Fraternity. And on top of that, I got to throw one in because he is also a noob. So y'all already know what time it is. To the good noobs out there. But he also hosts his own podcast called Hip Hop Vibes Pod. And so with that, let me get up out the way. I definitely want to introduce you all to my brother, AJ. AJ, how is it going, brother? You can go ahead and give your own introduction as well.
What up, though? It's your boy, AJ, the co-host of Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. It's like a tricolor course. You got to stay the whole thing. We go live every other Friday on YouTube, Twitch, with Twitter, Facebook, and all that good stuff. Hit that subscribe button for us. And follow me on IG and TikTok, Hip Hop Vibes Pod. That is Hip Hop Vibes Pod, all one word. And yeah, that's what I do with my daily hip hop content.
Hey, that's what's up, man. So with that, to my brother AJ, thank you for joining us for this podcast. Of course, with me bringing us somebody from a hip hop pod over, we are definitely going to be getting into some hip hop this episode. But before we do that, also, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please be sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well. If you were listening, of course, on Spotify or on Apple Pod, please be sure that you give us a 5-star review. And for all of your other DSPs, of course, you can listen to us, whether it be on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, whatever your preference, but we are all on every DSP that you can think of. So there's that. But in the meantime, before we actually dive into the nitty-gritty, we need to do a mental health check. And I'm gonna start with myself, honestly, because I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of what's been going on this week. Honestly, man, I've been okay. Just trying to get used to being a part of a new job and being a part of a new atmosphere. After leaving my previous job, it's y'all already know how rough it was for me this last month, but now we're just in the adjustment period, just trying to make everything smooth and just trying to take one day at a time and wait for this next paycheck, because the pockets is kind of running a little thin. At the same same time, I got all that I need. Y'all know I got food on my table. I got a roof over my head. I ain't complaining. It's just, I definitely need that first paycheck so that way I can go ahead and take care of some other bills and shit. But that's neither here nor there. From a mentality standpoint, I have been like kind of I don't want to say that I've been battling a little bit of imposter syndrome lately, but mainly that's what it feels like I've been questioning myself a lot and like trying to figure out, okay, what's the next steps that I want to take, not only for myself and not only for my job, but also for the pod as well. And then there are times where I'm like, I feel like I'm combating myself, and because I always see myself as like my biggest competition. And with that in mind, it like there are some times where I'm so ready to dive into something, and then there's other times where I'm pulling back, like, am I ready yet? Am I ready yet? So it's been quite the challenge, especially because I definitely want to get and start to get some actual sponsorships for this podcast as well and try to increase our reach. But with that comes challenges, and then it comes the thing of do I or don't I, and it's just a lot of that going on. But I think that is also kind of a good sign because it shows that I want to progress. I just have to actually just take the step and do it. So, but I've been dealing a little bit with that. But that's just me. Other than that, like mental health is for the most part is good. Nothing major has happened, and overall, I'm in good health. Praise God. But anyway, AJ, how you been feeling, man?
I've been good, man. I actually been good. Just working a lot, working, trying to stack up. Just trying to really stack up for real. So I just got promoted about a month ago. So
Okay.
yeah, the responsibilities are really stacking up still.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But other than that, I'm blessed. I really can't complain. Like you said, I got a roof over my head, got food. I'm straight. I can't complain.
Hey, that's good, man. That's always good to hear. With that, I do want to ask before we get into it, if or are you attending DreamCon?
Nah, I ain't making it this year.
Okay. Hey, look, man. If y'all haven't heard already, neither am I. Literally just because one, money, but two, also I just got a new job, so it's just kind of like gotta have sacrifices somewhere. So there will be other times, there'll be other cons. This will be the first time I've missed DreamCon since 2022. Like I've been going 4 years in a row, so now it's just like, oh, well, I gotta take a break. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just gonna have to mute my timeline because I know, like, if I start watching videos and start watching clips, I'm gonna get FOMO real bad. So it's like, all right, I can't be watching y'all having fun out here while I'm not doing that. But I do have another event. Yeah, I got another event that weekend, as it so happens. So there's that. But either way, let's get into our first act while we continuously wait for my other co-host to join. And our first act for the day is just talking about recent hip hop albums that you listened to and enjoyed or didn't enjoy. If there's something that you want to talk extensively about, as far as albums that you enjoyed, please be sure that you do so. And then if there's something that you was like, then you could talk about it as well. So, AJ, let's start with albums that we've enjoyed. What are some stuff that you've listened to recently that you've thoroughly enjoyed yourself?
Cool. So real quick, I also want to shout out another podcast I do. Me and my homegirl Michelle H. Every Tuesday, we do show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. called Sipping the Vibes. Basically, she'll pick an R&B album, I'll pick a hip hop album. We review it. Every now and then we kind of switch it up, but like for the most part, like she'll pick an album, I pick an album, we listen to it, and then we review it, give our thoughts and stuff like that. So we've done a lot of like new albums that came out this year. Some albums that I actually like. One, Isaiah Rashad's new album dropped. That was really good.
Yep.
Trying to remember the name of it. Give me 1 second.
You talk about It's Been Awful?
Yeah, that one. That one dropped. That was good. Okay. Juvenile's new album was actually really good. I actually saw him in concert a couple months ago. Like that album was really good. Yeah, he still got.
Okay, I think that might be one. Okay, that's good to hear because I'm like, there's one that I know that I had on my list that I hadn't tackled yet, and I think that was one of the ones. So I definitely have to go back and retrace my steps and listen to it.
Yeah, that was good. Shit, what was the other one? I just saw it. Of course, J. Cole's The Fall Off. I really enjoyed that album. Fetty Wap had a really good album called.
Yeah, I saw he dropped.
That was a really good album. I was like, okay, that
Wow.
surprised
Okay.
me. I was like, okay, that was good. Thundercat's new album, that was really good. Damn, it's a lot of shit.
It is.
What else? I gotta go through the list. Oh, Vince Staples' new album was actually really good.
Oh yes, I definitely got to talk about that soon. But yes,
That was really good. Maya dropped the album too. That album was good. From an R&B perspective, I know that's R&B, but like she dropped the album that was really good as well. And I think that's A$AP Rocky's album. Don't Be Dumb.
okay, don't be done. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So for me, I got a few albums that I want to talk about. So as recently, y'all already know because we did a review on J. Cole's album, obviously. So if you didn't watch that episode about our review, go check that out. That is still an album that I enjoy. Vince Staples' Crybaby, I really want to like actually do a review episode. I know it's been a month already, but I still at least want to dive into the concepts of that album because that might be right now, that's teetering on like album of the year for me. So that is something that I will want to revisit at a later date. So if you're a fan of Vince Staples, just hold on to that. I'll get back to that soon. Another really good album that I checked out that actually recently dropped on the 5th of this month was Surrender by Navy Blue. Also in contention for album of the year or rap album of the year in general. Like it's a really good album. If you haven't paid attention to Navy Blue, do so as well. That being said, there's another rap artist named Blue who dropped Time Heals Everything with Blue in Exile.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. Yes. So it's a really good album as well. So definitely check that out. And I'm trying to think because there's so much. Tierra Whack just dropped an album.
Oh wow. Okay.
This past weekend. I listened to that on my way to DC last night. And this album, she's actually like spitting. A lot of the metaphors and bars that she drops on there was just like, yeah, great. Granted, you know, Tierra Whack don't drop long albums. This one's only going to be like 27 minutes, 28 minutes. But I think that she definitely has some strong bars on there. So I definitely got to give her props for that. And outside of that, I'm trying to think if is there any other hip hop album that I listened to like within the last month that I have not talked about already. And I think that every other album I've at least mentioned, you know, for those who've been listening, I've already told y'all like I listened to A$AP Rocky's album, that was good. You know, Rock Marciano, he always drops quality projects. So, you know, 656 was good. Kenny Mason with Bulldog was really good. Junkies in the Sun with Deontay Hitchcock was really good. So, like a lot of these, 8 Shots by 38 Special. That one was really good as well. So, yeah, I definitely want to throw that in there for those of you who like that kind of hip hop. So, definitely be sure that you check it out. And then there was another one called I Guess You Had to Be There by Elucid. Those who are not familiar, if you're familiar with Arm & Hammer, which is basically Elucid and Billy Woods, he dropped one and that one was really good as well. So definitely be sure that you check that out if you like that kind of style of hip hop. Now, I got to talk about a couple of albums that I'm kind of like, Now, y'all already know we dropped a review on Iceman. I'm not gonna go through that again. I'm not gonna. Y'all already know. I told y'all that I'm not shitting on it. It is a very mad okay album, but it's definitely like it's not gonna go on my top 25 list. I'm gonna just be honest. Like Drake had a few bangers on there, but nothing that's gonna stick with me personally. And again, that's okay. This guy. But you know, all things considered, man, like I'm not here. I'm not a Drake hate podcast or anything. I'm just disappointed. But you know, some people like that album, so I'm not going to front you that, you know, hip hop music in general is very subjective. So if you love it, cool. You know, it was all right for me, but it wasn't all that special. The Gentleman's Club by YG, it had the potential to be great. You know, given that, and I was hoping that we would go back to the YG that dropped My Crazy Life and Still Brazy, but it just felt like I don't know what it was. The album just felt all over the place. And I do like that he was becoming more vulnerable in this album. Like, I will give him that. But there were just some songs on there that was just like, bro, what are we doing? Like, can we stay on track? And then I don't want to get on the subject of the song Tiffany, because that already gets enough hate on the internet as well. I'll let y'all handle that. That ain't my lane. You know, shout out to all my LGBTQ plus fam out there. You know, it's still Pride Month, so happy Pride to y'all. I don't know. I'd have to let somebody from Alphabet Gang tell me how they felt about this record, because I kind of felt like, well, I think I know what direction you were going with this, but I think you completely missed the mark. But you know what? Again, that ain't my lane. Either way, Gentleman's Club just definitely fell way short of expectations. And I try to give YG a lot of the benefit of the doubt, but this one, it just didn't hit for me. So there's that.
Damn.
And another album that's like, I would say is not bad. It's actually really good, but I don't think it's my speed. Is My Ghost Go Ghost. It's kind of hard to kind of contextualize this album because it's really crazy. So the album is By Storm and Injury Reserve. And I don't know. It just feels like the lyrics are there. I can hear the stories. I can hear the lyrics. But I think what it is just that the music itself is so very distorted. I personally just like, I was like, man, this is kind of a hard listen. You know, but it's very creative. But and it reminds me a lot of what JPEG Mafia was doing early in his career, and like a lot of what Death Grips were doing. It just felt like the music was all over the place, and I think that was the concept of it. But it's still just like, for me, I don't know, and I might still like put it on my list because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this does get like an honorable mention because creatively it's a very experimental and great album, but it just don't. I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me. Like I don't know what it is, but I just can't get into it. But I'm not going to take away from the album's creativity. So there's that. But those are just some of the albums I was very disappointed in. I'm pretty sure that there's more, but if there is, of course, I'll let y'all know. Are there any albums that did not meet your expectations?
So I agree with you with the Iceman statement. It was a very, very okay album. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't CLB. You know what I'm saying? But like, nigga was rapping on here. He was definitely rapping. He definitely had bars on here. Like, when Drake wants to rap, that nigga can rap.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and I thought about this on my podcast too, I feel like he dropped this album too late. Like, if he dropped this sometime last year, if he dropped this album last year, instead of doing the whole fucking album with fucking Party Next Door, if he just dropped this album last year, I feel like it would have been received better.
Right.
Especially coming like right after the Super Bowl type shit. I feel like you're still talking about the beef, like you're still talking about Kendrick. First of all, you still sneak this. And you're not saying the nigga name for you. You still sneak this in. You sneak this in Jay-Z. You sneak this in Dre. The only person he called out, you sneak this in LeBron James. The only nigga he actually called out by name was DJ Khaled.
Right. For sure.
So I'm just like, this. I feel like it would have been better if he dropped it last year. It would have held more weight, I feel like. But he's rapping on here. I can't not.
Yeah, I told him, I'm like, I could not deny that. I'm like, yo, Drake is rapping, but it's the lyric content for me was that's the one that got me. It's just like, okay, we still rehashing beef. Okay, you still sneak this in. Okay, it feels like every song you taking shots. I'm like, this, And I said this on the previous podcast. This felt like blood in my eye, but it's instead of Ja Rule, it's Drake. So, you know,
That's perfect analogy. I like that.
Yeah. But that being said, you know, it's still an okay album. But either way, another mad okay album that I just listened to was Project X by Key Glock. He literally just dropped that this past weekend. It was good. It was a little long, if you want to trap music, but you know, I think it still did well. You know, for what it is. That being said, I just, you know, Law is joining us. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
What up, people? Yo, hey, listen. If you've been going through a hard time, that's God telling you to stop, slow down, and just be in the moment.
For sure.
I'm gonna leave that right there where it's at. But yeah, hey, happy to be back another week. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to run to the store real quick. Yeah, it's been a week, dude. It's been a fucking week. But I'm here. I made it. I'm good. Sound mind, heart. Like, I just have now realized that where my presence is needed, it will be felt. And that's it. That's the word.
Hey, man. Do what you can, bro. So it's all good that you're late, man. I'm glad to see that you're doing well and that you're healthy. That's the important thing. Law, of course, this is my brother AJ from Hip Hop is a Vibe podcast. AJ is a I'm gonna say he's a member of Kappa Kappa Psi National Honorary Band Fraternity, and of course he's also my brother in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. So you already know, man. That's my brother right there. So for that, we just discussed albums that we enjoyed. I just finished the albums that I did not enjoy so far this year. I know that you have quite the busy schedule, Law, but is there like quickly any music or any albums that you listened to that you enjoyed?
Just brief listens. Benny the Butcher. And like I didn't get to get in depth with it, but from what I heard, always good to listen to Benny and hear what he's putting out. Deontay Hitchcock, Junkie in the Sun.
Yes.
There's a new guy, Kamari. It's a R&B album. I mean, it's not new, but it came out last year, but I got put onto it this year, so it's new to me. Definitely a vibe, something that you can just throw on as you're driving or vibing or cleaning. Like, it's definitely something that you can, you know, just throw on and kick it. You know what I'm saying? It's a few others. They lost in the weeds, but those are my couple that I can add to the pot.
I got you, man. I want to add like one or a couple more albums that I thought were like just kind of like mad okay that dropped this year that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Lotto's Big Mama, mad okay. You know, nothing really too special about it. I typically enjoy the rap girlies whenever they drop an album for real. This one, it was just kind of like, you know, some of it good, some of it just didn't stick. So I'm not gonna trash it or anything like that. Just for me, it didn't stick. It was just very, very mad. Okay, it's there. So, and then there was one more that was actually really, really good. Speaking of Benny the Butcher, one of his rivals, Freddie Gibbs, dropped. He dropped the deluxe version of "You Only Die Once," and it's not much to say about Freddie. Freddie always be dropping good shit. So yeah, I really did like that album that I listened to.
Hey, Ked, was Bully this year? Did you get a chance to listen to that?
I have not listened to Bully.
I haven't listened to it really yet.
Yeah, that one is one that I have to approach very cautiously, just because of, you know, I know Kanye has come a long way since his whatever he got going on, but it's just kind of like but that being said, I will, because I am a music junkie, I will eventually get to it.
I'm saying.
So
Okay.
I do want to add one more album though. Les Ellie Dollar Sign, he dropped the album I think in January on Gran Turismo 3.
Okay.
If you're into like that smooth like type of like shit, like
Yeah.
riding in the car, like windows down, so sunroof up type shit, that's definitely the album for you. Like that shit was hitting. That's a vibe for real. So definitely
Okay. I noticed that he dropped something at the top of the year, and he dropped something last month too. So I haven't I need to get to it because I've always enjoyed his steak and shrimp series. So I would definitely go back to that. Shit, who else? Because that also reminded me because Currency and fucking Larry June had dropped an album.
Currency dropped some shit.
Yeah. Staircase. That shit was really, really smooth, man. That was a smooth listen. So
Currency so
why did you drop the album?
yeah, you came in just as I was finishing up talking about it, and that unfortunately dropped into one of my albums that I was like, I didn't really enjoy because I just felt it was all over the place. There was some good stuff on there, and he had some good subject matter, but it just wasn't consistent. And that being said, it's better than like a lot of the previous projects that he dropped outside of his first two. Because I'd say My Crazy Life and Brazy, those are still his best two albums.
Agreed.
But this one, it was like, okay, it's better than the work that you have been dropping, but it's just missed the mark. But I still give him props for at least putting some effort into it. I just hope that he can have the right team around him to be consistent, like stay on that path, don't deviate. But anyway, that's how I felt about that album. And I think that's all the ones that I really, really wanted to talk about that I haven't talked about previously. Is there another album that dropped that you particularly didn't like, AJ?
No, I think those are the main ones. Just the Drake. What was the other one?
Which one?
I think
all three of them?
Yeah, all three of them, to be fair. We're being honest. and our routes. So I was telling Katie earlier that so I do another podcast like called Sipping the Vibes. Me and my homegirl Miss Gerald H. We do album reviews. So we'll pick an R&B album. I'll pick a rap album. We listen then review it. So lately, like after the Drake shit dropped, we were like comparing old Drake to new Drake. So we're like, you know what? We're gonna pick one old Drake album, the newest Drake album, and just like try to compare the two. So like we listened to like his first three mixtapes, and then like these last three albums that he just dropped, and like compare the two, and then we're gonna keep going on with that and see how that shit goes. But
yeah, that might be something that we have to partake in. We said that eventually we would get to what we do is a music roundtable where we kind of listen to like the artist's discography and then we try to rank it. So eventually we will have to get to Drake. I've just been putting it off just because I've told people in my pod like anything out like after Scorpion is where I start to get like, okay,
that's
what are we doing, Drake? Yes. So
I feel the same way. I feel like Scorpion was like his last great album.
So, but
I'm gonna be hot take. Views was like the last like palpable or palatable album that he gave us for me anyway. But I mean,
hey, that's a fair assessment, bro. Honestly.
I will say that View gets a lot of hate. I will say that it gets more hate than it should
because it wasn't the typical like Drake, if you want to call it that. And I mean, if we put in typical and Drake in the same sentence, it's not far off.
Well, I said for me, I think Views is where Drake started to get a little bloated with his albums. It just felt like, okay, there's a lot of good stuff on there, but then there's like a lot of stuff that I was like, okay, what are we doing? So I didn't like Views when it first dropped, and then I eventually warmed up to it. But after a while, I still had that opinion, like, okay, when it first dropped, it was if I'm grading it, it was a D, and now it's like a B minus. That's acceptable. But anything after that, like Scorpion, I held it as like that B- C+ range, and then after that, it just started to being like, okay. For example, AJ, I actually don't like Certified Lover Boy. I like Iceman over Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah,
That's saying
I don't like Certified Lover Boy either.
Yeah, it's like COB is ugh. I was like, okay, no.
Mine is Knife Talk. Knife Talk was like the only song I like.
Yeah. And then honestly, never mind. I don't even want to talk about that. And then for all the dogs, that is still for me. That is by far Drake's worst project. But I mean, outside of honestly, never mind. But that's another conversation another time.
It had something here and there, but like overall, nah.
Yeah, it was terrible. But anyway, let's get off that subject.
I watched there's these YouTube I guess they're comedians, but they did a skit. It's called Cancel Court. And they were talking about Kendrick Lamar's lawyer versus Drake lawyer.
Yeah.
And the two comedians had to duke it out and present said facts on why one was better than the other. And I mean, of course, the decision came down to how everybody views it, but it really pointed out the fact that in 12 years, Kendrick's dropped 5 to 6 albums and has done, if not the same, but more numbers, plus a few accolades and awards versus Drake's 13, 14. And I mean, he's just been in the top 20, top 100 for however many years. And the defense for Kendrick was just like, if we're talking about quality over quantity, I'm representing the quality and you're representing the quantity, and it's showing you that this is like what people actually want. Fuck a number, or fuck a top 1, fuck a top 100 for 3 years or 4 years, however many years. Like, the quality of what's being dropped versus just brainless or whatever you want to fucking call it is what people actually gauging this based off of. And then the verdict ended up coming out that everybody was just like, is Kendrick at number 1 versus Drake.
I gotta check it out. I did see it was that All Def Digital that dropped that skit?
Yeah, All Def. Yeah. They got some coming up soon.
Okay. Yeah, man. And then I know some of them are actually gonna be at DreamCon too. Again, mad that I'm missing it, but
I know, right? Everybody want to be at DreamCon this year. The year I don't go.
All right, I'm like, the year that I'm not going will be the year some of y'all show up. All right.
Boondocks is there. Power Rangers is there. Apparently, Wale about to be there too. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, man. Fuck. It just sucks. It's like, well, unfortunately, niggas got new jobs and still not enough, money to spend to go to Texas right now. But okay, all right. Again, they'll be good time. Yep, everything in good time. But anyway, switching out of the subject of albums that we listened to that we enjoy and didn't enjoy. Are there any quick watches that any of us have been watching as far as like TV, cartoons, or wrestling?
I watch it, and even then, I just be watching clips.
I don't know if we talked about it, but shout out to the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, yes, we did not get to it on the last episode. We had talked about the NBA Finals, and I had mentioned that as we were recording that episode that Carolina was going through a Game 6. So, yes, the Hurricanes brought the gold back to Raleigh. Let's go. I'm not about to do the voice. I'm not about to scratch my voice and be like, Raleigh. That's too much. But anyway, yeah, shout out to the Canes for bringing home the Stanley Cup, man. Very, very glad to see it back in the Carolinas once again.
Yeah, I know Raleigh was fucking. Speaking of Raleigh, I know New York is still recovering.
Bruh. The amount of footage I've seen between like the parade, the celebration, even just throughout the entire series, like they still probably going nuts, man. Like it's been 53 years since they won.
Man, fuck the Knicks. I'm a Spurs fan, so fuck the Knicks.
man. Hey, bro.
But shout out to them.
Here you
Shout
go,
out to them.
AJ. Tissue.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I need that from my head right now. My head's sweating.
So,
I need that right now. Thank you.
and in all honesty, man, the Spurs gonna be back, man. Yeah, it's good, man. Speaking of which, listen, I'm glad that at least my Bulls are doing something as far as front office and as far as the draft. Had a pretty decent draft, if I say so myself. So shout out to Caleb Wilson, and of course, shout out to Jalen Swain. I am looking forward to seeing what those two bring to the table. I am still, the jury's out on Tiago Splitter as the coach, but look, Tiago Splitter came from a winning franchise in the Spurs, and naturally, when Chauncey Billups got in trouble for whatever he was doing, he took over that Blazers franchise, and he was able to get them to a winning, record. So, I'm assuming that means he might be the man of a job. So we'll see, man. I'm tempering my expectations, but I'm hoping that the Bulls can turn around. If the Knicks can do it, damn it, the Bulls can. Shit, I'm gonna keep telling myself that, but. Anyway,
I just want to say here first and foremost, let's go Heat. Giannis and fucking Miami, baby.
I'm so surprised that happened. When I saw that, that's literally what my reaction was. Like, he's going to the Heat. They gave him a lot of shit for him, but damn, he's still gonna contend.
I was sad to see Hero go, but I think with their setup in Milwaukee, I think that's a better fit for him and his playing style. Now I just got to see how Spoelstra and everybody comes together and utilizes Giannis and how they're going to actually go about facilitating it, because we got Bam, we got Giannis, and then the other keys. So we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, man, we definitely will. We definitely will. In the realm of, we're getting out of sports and more into sports entertainment. This was actually a pretty big wrestling weekend. This past Saturday, there was a lot of wrestling events going on between AAA and NWA, of course, AEW Collision, but also WWE had Night of Champions over in Riyadh, and Ashe Wrestling, shout out to them, biggest black indie wrestling program that's out there. Also had The World Is Yours. I got a chance to sit and watch it. It was really, really well done. But of course, the biggest surprise of Night of Champions is this guy, Sami Zayn, is the WWE champion. And I never thought those words would come out of my mouth, at least not this year. So I'm not mad, because I've been, I've been rocking with Sami. I'm not like a super fan, but I like Sami's work. And I was thinking like, oh, he's, he turned heel. Okay, this is his road to WrestleMania 43 when it happens in Riyadh. But they decided, let's just go ahead and put the belt on him right now. So you know what? Biggest shock of the night, man. I was surprised.
Honorary Usa.
Yeah, well, we about to see on Monday. As of this recording, this is Sunday, June 28th. Monday, June 29th. Who knows what's about to happen? I'm thinking Oba is about to challenge Roman for that title. Because people were saying that Oba now can challenge Sami, and I'm like, I don't think they're gonna do that, because they're thinking like money wise, Oba and Roman. Not to take anything away from Sami, but they want your next biggest thing versus your current biggest thing. That's the money that they want to draw in. So we'll see, man. This is a nice little chance to see what they got cooked up for SummerSlam, because admittedly, I thought, WWE was starting to get a little boring, but this will definitely shake it up. So
minus Trick. WWE was.
Oh no. Yeah, Trick always, man. Shout out to Trick Williams as always, man. Vic also, again, Trick, former Hamptonian and South Carolina represents. I'm always.
He did go to Hampton. You're right. He did go to
Hampton. Yes, sir. It was only for 1 year, but he was there. So shit.
He was there.
Yeah. I'm running with that. Anyway, as far as watches, that's all that I got. I did at least catch up with the dub of Wisteria Wand and Sword. That shit is so fucking good. I can't talk enough about that. But for my anime watches, I'm still working on finishing up this spring stuff because we're about to get a whole bunch of summer shit. And I'm just like, damn, I'm still like behind on a lot of shit from my previous job and from, running around trying to get everything together to get in this new place that I'm in right now. So there's that. But, still a lot of opportunity for me to watch some anime. I fell behind a little bit on One Piece, but I'm still in Elbath. So all I just got to do is just watch the latest episodes to catch up. And Dr. Stone is over. I'm behind a few episodes, but Dr. Stone has completed, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up before the week is over. So it's sad to see another one go, but such is life. It was a good anime, man. Good anime. So that's all I got for watches.
I went to the movies and watched Obsession. If you haven't seen that,
that's still on my list. How was it for you?
That was a mind bender. It wasn't so much scary. It was just more so it kept you like on your toes because you didn't know necessarily what was going to be happening next. My plan is probably either this week or this weekend to go and see Backrooms. Little background information. That was filmed right here in Jacksonville, Florida, at the Regency Square Mall. So gonna be watching that here soon. Been watching Rooster Fighter, keeping up to date with that. And then I got a host of other stuff that's still in my playlist. But like you said, just trying to get caught up on everything. And I've been doing some rewatches of the last episodes because July is really about to hit the ground running with all the drops and news that's been coming out. So I'm thoroughly excited, to say the least, for these upcoming drops. But
yes, sir.
It's gonna be a good summer. Not a cold summer, a good summer.
yeah, definitely gonna be a good summer, man. The anime lineup, just the show lineup in general, has been crazy. I did see Backrooms before I started my new job. When I say that was definitely an experience, I'm like, I had to because I went with one of my friends and we were just like, she didn't like it. I was like, I didn't hate it. It was one of those things of just like, okay, this is very, very psychological. There are some horror elements to it, but it's more psychological horror than like actual horror, but there's still some supernatural horror in there as well. It's just very, very, very psychological. So if you are into that, you will definitely enjoy Backrooms, especially if you used to watch the old Backrooms clips like on YouTube and whatnot. I'm pretty sure you'll thoroughly enjoy the movie. So I do plan on seeing Supergirl. I had actually planned on seeing it this past weekend, but I got caught up. So that'll be something for this week where I'll go and see Supergirl. And then I still want to see Masters of the Universe. I like He-Man. That's still on my list. I still got to check it out. I know that it didn't get a lot of views this weekend. Not to say that it was a bad movie. It's just I think they dropped it in the wrong time. Like I think that they wanted it to drop it because he expected it to be like a summer blockbuster, but the way that Obsession and Backrooms was really just dominating the box office, it was really just like bad timing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Got to think about it too, kid. I don't think this generation really knows like He-Man how and I mean right now I'm a 96 baby, so like I caught the like latter end of He-Man. I think like 97 and to now they don't really know the lore or the story of He-Man and how it came about. So
I would say most of this generation or the newer generations will only recognize the Skeletor meme, but they're not gonna like know exactly about He-Man because we know He-Man came out in the 80s and that was my brother's favorite cartoon. And with watching old cartoons, I used to watch that and She-Ra. I used to catch old episodes of She-Ra when I was actually at school at Hampton because I stayed with a couple of my brothers when I was in between moving. And they didn't have cable. They had like an educational channel, but at nighttime it was nothing but She-Ra episodes. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm guessing watching She-Ra. And So I know the lore, and of course, you know, in the 2000s they had the reboot of He-Man, and then I watched the movies that were on Netflix, which pretty much concluded the 80s series of He-Man. So if you know that lore, then yeah, obviously it's catering to the to those older millennials and Gen Xers that, you know, came in during that era. But as you said, like those who were, you know, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're not gonna know anything about He-Man outside of the Skeletor meme. So there's that. Well, I definitely.
And then also got Disclosure Day on my list too.
Yeah, that's on my list too. This is so many movies, man. Like I gotta. Okay, yeah, this week I'm gonna be dead ass in the movie theater all weekend for real. At this rate,
I'm behind.
All right, yeah, man. Okay, so with that, we got one more topic that we got to cover, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the XXL Freshman list has officially dropped for the class of 2026. Now, I know that a lot of people have commented and saying like who these people are and whatnot. So there's going to be artists that you're not going to be familiar with. And I say that every year when it comes to the XXL Freshman list, the purpose of the list is to get you hip to newer artists that are out there that you may or may not be familiar with. I know in previous years, you would be able to at least recognize who an artist might be, or you might have heard word of mouth. I know when I really started paying attention in 2010, 2011, like these were all artists, at least that we had heard about, and them making the list was like, okay, respect. And there might be 2 or 3 artists that you may or may not have known about. Now everybody just does not, you know who these artists are unless you listen to that kind of music, or you just try to, I guess, keep up with the Joneses if you're that, on that side of hip hop. That being said, I was surprised with this list because this is actually the first list in a long time that I recognized half of it. And I was like, oh, I'm genuinely shocked that I recognized 6 names on here out of 12, because I was fully expecting to not recognize any of the artists. And yet here go 6 artists that I completely recognize. So we're going to talk about it. And then get our thoughts if we've gotten a chance to at least listen to the music, or at least listen to some of the music from these artists, and if we're really excited for this artist, or if it's just kind of like, all right. So let me go ahead and share my screen for everybody so that everybody can see.
They got DJ Drama.
That's gonna be interesting because they got DJ Drama playing for these for the ciphers. I'm just like,
oh shit.
If that was our like I won't say our generation, but if this was back in like in the 2010s when DJ Drama was like, thoroughly involved with these artists, then yeah, that would make sense. But now with the newer artists, it's gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. But knowing DJ Drama, he gonna find a way to beat. Yeah. I'd never forget that. I was just like, damn, yo, you Kodak really did that nigga dirty, bro.
But what year was that? Hold on, what year was that? That was 2016.
Yeah, 10 years ago, man.
God damn. That's when shit started to go south with that shit, for real.
Yeah. And a lot of people will argue that was the best class. And I'm like, I guess it depends on how you look at it, because 16 was a very, very interesting year.
It was.
So, all right. So the first one that's coming up on the list is Chris Patrick. This is somebody who I'm actually very familiar with. If I'm gonna say this might not be a bold take, but I think it might not even be a hot take. It's probably very cold. But Chris Patrick is honestly the best lyricist in this list. I'm gonna just say full stop. If you have not heard the freestyle that he dropped on Kai Cenat's stream, dude, yeah, he destroyed it. I was like, oh shit, that's how I first heard of that nigga. I was like, yo, who is this? And I went and I immediately searched up his music. And then from there, he dropped an album called Pray For Me, which he dropped the deluxe album this year called Pray For Her, which was only like 3 or 4 more tracks. But either way, if y'all have not listened to Chris Patrick, like, dude is literally like a phenomenal lyricist. And like, dude can really, really, really spit straight out of New Jersey. Dude got bars on him. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I would have put his album on my top 25 list, but by then my list was already solidified, and he had dropped in like December, so it was kind of late. but still, this one, he's one of the ones, man. At least from a lyricist standpoint, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to add to that. Also, he's also one of the 10 hip hop artists that I talked about that was on that On the Radar new class cipher with him, Larizi, Ruben Vincent, Overcast, Suave, and Nassan and all of them. Yeah.
Rayvon.
And Rayvon, yes, and Rayvon destroyed that cipher too. He's on that cipher as well. He did extremely well, and so I that's how I feel. I don't know if any of y'all have recognized this artist or not, but I just wanted to give y'all the floor if y'all know about him.
Just from that Castanet cipher, it was a lot of heartfelt emotions that he put into that cipher.
Yeah.
He really embodied the idea of just being humble, grateful, and thankful for the opportunity to even present his artistry. And it really came through in his freestyle at Streaming University. If his music is going to continue to be in that realm, he'll make it far. I got high hopes for Chris Patrick, because that freestyle alone, it made you like feel something.
AJ, you got any comments?
Nah, I haven't heard nothing for none of these cats, man. So, but yeah, I definitely made me want to check them out though. I did. The only thing I seen from them, like I saw a video, I guess, where they were looking at like tweets where people were like dissing them and shit. Mm-hmm. People were like dissing his name, like pick a better rap name. Like, nigga, this is my name.
Right?
Like, nigga, this is my name. This is my dad's name. I'm a junior.
Right.
Yeah, I like artists who like he's like, nah, I'm like, I'm rap name, like this is my name. And like you, there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with going by your government, man. The people who we consider like in the top echelon of hip hop, like that's their name. Like Kendrick Lamar is his first and middle name. Drake is Aubrey's middle name. J. Cole is literally his name. So it's
Tupac.
Like Nas, Nasir, Tupac. Literally, Tupac is his name. So some of the greatest artists literally have gone by their government, or at least a variation of their government. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. The next artist on this list is Belly Gang Cushington out of Atlanta. All right. So I heard a few songs from him last year, actually. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the song that I heard last year was it Ice Cup? Yeah, it was Ice Cup. And then I listened to The Streets Is Yours just one day last summer. I thought it was good. You know, you talk about street shit, obviously, you know, it's nothing new. It's in the realm of trap music, but I do like his style. I'll admit, he's very, very, very listenable, very engaging. I think that he's, you know, as the description says, you know, like deep, raspy delivery. It's not unique as far as trap music, but I think that he of a little bit of, I guess, freshness to the trap music. So I'll give him that. Like I will say that I enjoy Belly Gang, and from the music that I've heard, I listened to the shit that he got with 21 Savage, What the Fuck Gone. His song with another person on this list called Friend Do. I thought that shit was hilarious.
I did hear that song.
Yeah. Also, he's on 5 p.m. in Atlanta. Like I like him. You know, I think that he'll go far in the trap game. So, if anybody else got any other comments?
Yeah, add it to my list of things to listen to.
Yeah,
I've heard the name, but I'm always busy, bro.
I feel that. It's you know, never a dull moment. You know, I know that you always got something going on. Andrew, did you hear a few?
Yeah, I heard the song Friend Do. I think I heard that shit like on TikTok. I did hear that song. And then I think my co-host we're talking about this past Friday. We talked about the release briefly this past Friday. And they were talking about how he said he were a nigga a lot, and they're like, he's a white guy, but like he's mixed. He was like on some logic shit, like he's half black, half white.
Yep.
So he'll catch a lot of flack for saying nigga a lot.
Yeah, hey, look, it comes with the territory, man. This is like, damn, that's like the nigga biracial, dude. He got a black parent, but you know, when you are mixed, especially when especially when your phenotype is on the lighter side, you know, a lot of people go like, you say what now? So it's like that with as you said, with Logic, and then if we point out in wrestling, it's like that for fucking Sol Ruka. This is like because people was like, wait a minute, she's black. I'm like, yo, have y'all seen her daddy? Like, yes. It's just unfortunately she fell on the the lighter skin phenotype. Her mom got some super strong ass genes because yeah, I was like, damn. But all right, that brings us to our next artist, which is Slayer. I will admit that I listened to I listened to Sloppy Joe, and I listened to what other song that he had. I want to say Eyesight. I'm going to be honest. I'm not gonna say I'm not the biggest fan, but it don't stick with me. And that's not to say that he's not creative, because he's one of those rapper producers and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna find his lane regardless. I don't know. It doesn't fit what I'm looking for in hip hop. It's once again blending like trap music with hip hop, and then of course there's a lot of vocalization and singing, which we said that the line between hip hop and R&B has been blurred so much. It's just kind of hard to figure out who's hip hop and who's R&B at times, and he falls into that category. But I think his beat production is solid. Just as a rapper, I'm kind of like, okay, I don't think that there's anything that stands out to me, but it might stand out to somebody else.
I can't get with the moniker Slayer. Like,
yeah.
As a grown man, I'm not, hey, Slayer.
You create anime references, man. You don't know.
It could be. Yeah, I think that when I saw his video for Sloppy Joe, and there was a lot of anime references in that video. I saw some shit from Tokyo Ghoul in the Sloppy Joe video. So yeah, I'm like, okay, well maybe maybe it is based off of anime vibes, But that's I guess I gotta dive deep into it. But I'm like, Law.
Is he one of the Hashira?
I don't know. I think it's just based off Demon Slayer, maybe. But I don't.
Form. Silly Slayer.
Silly Slayer. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna roll with that one. Let's see.
The shooting style, 1,000 bullets.
Oh man, that deserves that.
I'm sorry. But I'm gonna give dude a chance. I'm gonna look up his work. He might be fired. So
he might, man. I might have to listen more in depth, but just from the couple songs that I heard, I was like, okay. All right. Now here comes another one from New Orleans, Lareezy. Now, again, I had already told y'all that he was included on that freestyle on the radar with all of the spitters that were on there. Dude can actually spit. I did listen to his last EP. I know that he had dropped an album called Free 99, which I did not get a chance to listen to, but I did listen to the EP that he had called, what was that shit called? Louisiana Shakedown. And I enjoyed it. He definitely is from the house of Lil Wayne. You can definitely tell in his voice, he's a little more structured than Wayne. At least Wayne, he's a little more structured than Wayne now. If I had to make the comparison, it would be more like Wayne back in 05, like when the Carter first dropped. That he seems more in that lane, like to so I give him credit because he also has a lot of vocal varieties that he uses as well, and I think that he's like completely slept on. He's actually an artist that I would put more people on, because it's like, look, if you like New Orleans rap, if you like niggas from down south, and you also like niggas who can not only do the New Orleans bounce or, rap like Weezy, but also tell stories. I think he has a lot of potential to be, that full package. So I'm gonna say that I like what I'm hearing from him, and I hope to hear more. I think he's getting ready to drop an album really, really soon called Skittle Bandana. That drops it's supposed to drop in like 8 days. So it'll be sometime next week that we'll hear on the 7th of July from what I'm reading. So yeah, I definitely would do that. And then I'm gonna also check out Free 99 Money because I think that is his latest work. So I definitely need to tune in. It's only like 20 songs. No, it's 8 songs. It's only 20 minutes. So that should give me enough time to like listen to it and see how I'm feeling. But yeah, Lareezy definitely, from what I heard on that freestyle, he dope. He dope. So if you haven't heard about him, check him out.
I like his energy. I feel like he gave off or he is like embodying like Lil Wayne a little bit. The fireness, like
I told him it was like
and whatnot.
Early Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
You say 05 Lil Wayne. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Early Wayne.
Yeah, early Wayne. We talking like, anywhere between 03 to 05 Wayne. I think that's where we're getting. So yeah, not Wayne now, but because that's an entirely different conversation.
You're talking about Go DJ Wayne.
Yeah.
Way of Life Wayne. Gotcha.
Yes. All right. Trim does not have a lot of music out, so it's not really a lot to compare. However, she did drop a viral song last year called Boat, and of course there's Boat Remix. I am going to be a little biased on this because Trim is from Charleston, South Carolina, so y'all already know, like I'm gonna put my faith in her. I believe in her. I want her to be, I want her to be successful. I'm gonna just throw all my support behind her, even if the rap don't fit, because again, she's part of the rap girl, as we all know what that will entail. But that being said, that don't mean that I ain't gonna listen and that I ain't gonna support anybody to come out of my hometown and make it. I'm there 100%. I just wish that other artists that came from my home state could be as successful, i.e. Lil Rue. And I mean, we got the Nasty song from Lil Rue, so I mean, I'll give him that. Or Dirty Dave, that didn't really pan out to be much of anything. But listen, Trim, if you ever come across this podcast, just know I got faith in you, baby. I listen. We out here. I will go Geechee again and do all that I can. I'll bring out the Geechee out of my in my accent and shit and just for you. But anyway, I just need her to be successful. But honestly, she doesn't have a lot of music out, so it's really like again difficult to ascertain where and what she's going to do. But she does have a viral song out there and a viral remix, so I just say check it out. I'm pretty sure she's been featured on like another. So I think she dropped another single called "Coconut Water" as well. That was that's getting some traction, so definitely check that out. And yeah, so there are some singles that she's got out there, but as far as albums, there's really nothing I can base that off of. So yeah, that's Trim.
Hey, I'm just happy the South is up in there,
Yes, sir.
It's very much South Carolina, North Carolina after her.
Yeah, because after her is Trap Dicky, also from South Carolina, Hartsville to be more specific. Now, I don't know if AJ has heard, but Trap Dicky does have like a viral song out with the baby, Blue Devils. Yeah, that was the one that put me on. Now, that in mind, he's also very much trap, trap. It's a trap feel for his music. It's very much street coded. I listened to his album The Ville, which he just dropped. I listened to it in the gym. And I got a lot of work done, listening to the album. It definitely kept me going. I would say, obviously, Blue Devils is the big one. He also has Keep Going with K Camp and Down South by Key Glock. He's got some lyrics and he's got some interesting flows, because he can go into the the sing song trap feel, and then he can go out to just being a regular trap nigga, and just I'm trying to think of who he reminds me of when he's just rapping normal. It's really kind of hard to put into perspective. But what's interesting is that he makes trap music, but this nigga signed to TDE. So so he might be the first trap artist that TDE has under their label. And y'all know Top Dog, when they see a talent, typically, that talent does really, really well.
Yeah.
Between obviously Kendrick, coming from the TDE camp, but I mean, you still got SZA, you still got
J-Rock,
you still got Absol, you still got Schoolboy Q, you still got Isaiah Rashad, you still have
Reason.
Yeah, well, Reason got, he left.
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah. But yeah. Who else? What old girl name? You still got Doechii.
Oh yeah, Doechii. Oh yeah, she's still something. Yeah, Josie.
Yeah. So you got TDE, when they pick their artists, man. They pick them well. There have been some artists that they have on there that's just been kind of like, okay, that maybe didn't work out, but they batting average is crazy. So
that's that quality over quantity.
Yep. Yep. And then of course I meant to mention Rayvon. Rayvon. So, yeah, man. TDE got a great batting average. So I personally think that Trap Dicky will do extremely well. I really do like Blue Devils. If y'all haven't heard the song, definitely check it out. Any comments before I move on?
I will say I did hear the song "Don't Trip" by Trap Dicky. He kind of gives me Gucci Mane vibes a little bit.
Okay. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be doing my research.
Yes, sir. Okay. Babyface E. I listened to a couple songs from him. So obviously he's from Michigan. Y'all know how them niggas in Michigan and Detroit, how they rap. The vibe is kind of there, but I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, because there are hip hop artists who rap off beat, but it's intentional and it feels more like slam poetry. Like i.e. Elucid and Billy Woods, that in that rap camp, when they rap off beat, it's kind of like the beat really didn't have a pocket to begin with anyway. And most of the time the stories that they're telling are, super dark, gritty, psychological and shit like that. Like I said, it feels more like slam poetry. But when you have like beats that are based in trap, or beats that are based off of like that Detroit sound, and you don't stay on beat, it really grinds my gears. Like I said, man, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite when it comes to that, but it's just like, if you fit a certain vibe and then you rap off, it just sounds so weird, bro. And I got to talk about another artist that does that in this list as well, because it's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, I'm the opposite. Where we come from musical background, having been in band and everything, but like it's something like, I don't want to call it bad because it's not bad, but like it's so bad it's good. Like you're like 1, 2, 3, and then I come in on the like it low key makes like his style of like music, like it fits for him. Cause like I honestly, if you like, cause I've been listening to him for a minute. He's like done different collabs with YouTube streamers, Twitch, Kick, different streamers and whatnot.
Right.
And like to see how he's progressed in his own artistry. I know the way he raps, almost like I couldn't imagine him coming in on one. No bull. Like if we were sitting here listening to the song and his name is on it, and he came in drop of the dot, like bro, we be like, what is this? It's not E. But no, he's been doing like numbers for Michigan, especially Flint, and like him, I swear Vazo, they all these rappers want to leave me now when I was just listening to them. But yeah, man, I think what he's doing and where he's at, he's putting on for the state of Michigan. I mean, well, I won't say it's solely him, but you get what I'm saying. His artistry he's keeping that flame alive.
Okay. You know, I'm not ragging on him because of that. You know, I ain't gonna trash the nigga because at the end of the day, I do believe like he can't rap. It's just, you know, as we said, we all come from that band world, like AJ included. So just hearing when a rapper, like the first time you listen to him and it's like what you expect, it's just like, well, damn, okay, shit. What are we doing? But I've come to expect that now because, you know, unfortunately, Boss Man D-Lo really kind of, I guess, put that in my ear, and now I was just like, damn, now I kind of expect half these niggas to not rap on beat for real, but or add too many lyrics into one pocket. I'm just like, nigga, you didn't need to say all of that. You could have just kept it simple. But you know what? If it works for you, it works for you. I forgot what song that was that I heard of Babyface E, but yeah, there was a rap lyric that he had. I'm like, bro, you literally just put too many words in that sentence where you could have cut out half those words and it would have fit on beat. But you know what? I ain't mad. That's him. All right. Hurricane Wisdom out of Florida. Yeah. So I listened to Giannis. I listened to a few songs. He's got some decent lyrics. They're pretty dark and he tells stories. It's just if you like, again, rappers who fall in that line of like singing and rap, then obviously this will be more your speed. Because the lyrics are at least, you know, decent and at least he's able to convey a story is why I can kind of be like, okay, you know, not every rapper I need that I listen to has to be, you know, straight spitter. Like if you sing a little bit, okay, fine, whatever, cool. I like, at least I did like Giannis, and he's got some other ones on there that I just recently listened to, so I'm gonna have to do some more research for him. I listened to Barbie Doll. Barbie Doll wasn't really one of my favorites, but I did listen to it. I also listened to Drugs Calling. I thought that was a decent listen. So yeah, I got more to dive into, but from what I've heard, I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at it at all. I think if given the opportunity, I like him. So
is he giving like hints to like T-Pain, or is he in his own niche?
I want to say that T-Pain probably influenced him. It's kind of like hard to really, I guess, ascertain just because I've only heard a couple from him. But I'll revisit this topic, of course, when we take a look at like the freestyles and the ciphers that they do. If XXL does them the same way that we know for them to do it, and we'll dive into that. But I do hear Payne's influence in the singing and in the sense. So you know, I would not be surprised, especially because didn't Payne come out of Tallahassee?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So well, there it is. Okay. Any other comments?
I got a lot of homework to do.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. YK Niece. So
She from Alberta?
You said what, AJ?
No, I was trying to see where she was from.
Oh, Atlanta.
Oh, it's Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah. So I first heard of YK Niece from Take Me Through That, Take Me Through That. That's her.
This is her.
Yeah.
I had no idea until you said that. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. That's where I first heard her. Now she did have a song called Win Whammy with who on the song with her?
Is that song talking about Lulu on her butt?
I think so, bro. It's Pluto featuring her. So yeah.
Wham whammy,
that is the
That's the
song,
bro. Okay.
All right.
Respectfully, I'm gonna let the girl.
Yeah, the rap girlies, man. I'm gonna let them have that one, but
We gotta let them have it. So
yeah.
that's me being hands off.
Yep.
Nothing but success.
Likewise, she doesn't have an album yet. It's basically singles between features and stuff like that. But she is planning on dropping a debut album. Again, it's the rap girlies. I'm gonna give her a chance, and I'm gonna let them have it. But yeah, YK Needs, bro. When I meant to you, you pretty much said what I was gonna say, because like when I heard Win Whammy, it was like, huh? That's all I could say when I heard it. So yeah. that's all I can really say about it, for real.
But I mean, honestly, that it get like that's Atlanta. You feel me?
Yeah, that's the lane.
I can't be mad at it. She's catering to the demographic. So
yeah, she was also on a Friend Do remix with Belly Gang Cushington. So again, if y'all didn't listen to that song, go check it out. I actually like it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Check it out. Yep. Okay. Oh, here's the one that we gotta talk about. All right.
6-7.
Skrilla. Yeah. I obviously 6-7. Oh man. All right. So I heard outside of Doo Doo, because I mean I'm very, very familiar with that song, but I tried listening to like other songs, and it's the same thing that I said for Babyface E. I'm gonna say for this nigga, except to like because bro, man, all right. And some of the subject matter, I'm just like, okay, dude, what? I can't be mad because you found the lane, but god damn, dude, oh man, I literally was just like, this ain't me, bro. Turn it off. But I can't be mad because he's doing his damn thing. What really threw me off was the song "Rich Sinners" that he has with Lil Yachty, because the beat of the song is very like dark and mellow and shit. And I'm like, oh shit, I fuck with this beat. And then they rap. I'm just like, okay,
bruh.
immediately, a bruh. All right.
Damn.
So again, for those who enjoy this kind of rap, by all means, if this is your lane, by all means, he's the artist for you. It don't work for me. It might work for somebody else, but I don't know. But yeah, the 6-7 song is really what caught my attention. I'm like, oh, it's the nigga who did 6. Oh, okay, all right. And then I listened more in depth, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about this one, but
he has a song called Kensington Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, again, I am on YouTube a lot, so I came across one of the guys who like does an interview of him going back to Philly and Kensington, Philadelphia, is the East Coast version of Seattle, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about like the drug use, and homelessness, and not implying that he's contributing to that, but if you listen to his music, he storytells about growing up in Kensington. So dude is talented. Just there is some I don't even know how to really
quirks, nuances.
There we go. Thank you, kid.
Okay.
That set him apart from the average rapper.
Okay.
But, yeah, dude is cool. Just very different.
I can tell. I can tell. I'm gonna like I said, I try to give everybody a chance. So I'm gonna try. I don't want to be granted, I have hit Unca age. This is like, okay, I've hit Unca age. I don't expect for every new artist to come out to be my particular taste or flavor. But that being said, I'm very much non-biased when it comes to, what lane that you're in and whatnot. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this artist is better than that because they actually spit and these niggas don't be saying shit. I'm like, no, these niggas be saying shit. It's just very in a unique style, and you just have to be able to, I guess, overcome that if you're able to, and if it don't fit, and if you don't like it, then ain't nothing wrong with that either. There's an audience for everybody. Which brings me to So Camo, also from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So from Apex, North Carolina. Oh damn, he country.
Right, I was about to say the same thing, boy.
God damn.
Everybody say New Bern country. No, Apex is
like I know where that is.
I know where
right, like shit. He out there, bro.
I went to school.
When I first heard So Camo, okay. I meant to ask AJ, what school did you go to?
Winston-Salem State.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Rand.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, you might know my sister.
Who?
Amber Meekins.
That's
what she's Scott now.
Oh, yeah. Light skin? Yeah.
What's your brown skin? Her husband, Reggie Scott.
Reggie. Oh, yeah. Okay, now you know you're talking about.
Yeah. That's my brother-in-law. And
oh shit. Yeah.
Yes, that's my sister. Yeah. Small world.
That's my chapter raw. Okay. And chapter bro. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, yeah, very small world, man. How
right.
about that? How about that? All right. So Camo, honestly, if I had to pick what he reminds me of, he reminds me of a little bit of Lil Baby without the lisp. That's just kind of how that was my first reaction. I listened to it. I'm like, okay, this is what he reminds me of, bro. It's decent music, man. I fuck with it, but that's just this is what he reminds me of. So that was the first thing that came to mind. So I listened to what song was that? Keep Steady. I've listened to I Don't Mind, Rich Rapport. He just dropped a new EP called Homesick, so I'm gonna check that out. But before that, I'm gonna definitely check out his album Big Country that he dropped at the top of the year, and which he dropped last year. So I will admit that, again, this is that lane where you kind of have to be in the mood to listen to it. But I do at least like what I'm hearing from So Camo. So, I fuck with it. Anybody else?
No, just again, because I'm busy. I ain't really been too immersed in music, but I'm definitely down to make sure. Yeah.
All right, so we got to talk about this last spot. Miles Minnick. This is, I think, the first time that XXL has included a Christian rapper on their list.
I saw that and I thought that was interesting that they did.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I listened to one of his, I don't know if it was, if that was Christ-like that had E40 on there, but let me double check because I'm gonna look at his.
He did say he did say he had a song. I wasn't like one of their interviews and stuff. He did say he had a song with E40. I thought that was kind of crazy.
It was.
Project Pat's doing like, I think Project Pat's like a pastor or a preacher now too. So
hey, I'm not mad at it. He has a song called Heaven Sent with Lecrae. Christ-like. I don't even know if that's the song or if it's the Method that was E40. I want to say it was the Method, but yeah, man, it's very much a Christian rap, but it's Bay Area sound. So if you like, if you from the West Coast and you like Bay Area beats or LA sounding beats, and you run into this dude and you wanted to find like a Christian rapper that fits in that spot, Miles Minnick is that person. I was
talking about like Gas Pedal and like Sage the Gemini.
More, those kind. If you like those kinds of beats, just imagine that, but imagine it being Christian rap.
Okay, let's look into that. That's dope.
I was thoroughly surprised, man. I'm like, because when I first turned to him, I noticed that there was no explicit like on any of the songs that he had. I'm like, huh? And then like I actually took the song. I'm like, oh wait, he a Christian rapper. Oh, okay. And I'm over here bopping my head listening to it. I'm like, all right, okay, I see where you're coming from, dude. Dude is actually a good lyricist too. So you know what? It's very rare that you get Christian rap that's a regional sound. And so I think that's a very unique position that he's in. And I'm hoping that that'll take him far. So I'm gonna definitely tune in to him a little more. With that being said, so very unique. I'm interested in it.
Who's this DJ drama guy? Who's that?
Do want to see where. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know who that is. It's gonna be interesting, like I said, with this new class of rappers, how he fits into all of this when it comes to the ciphers. So, y'all already know holiday season, Mr. Thanksgiving. DJ drama is gonna be included in this, so this will be interesting to hear, But anyway, that is the freshman XXL list for the class of 2026. As I
just want to know, is he gonna be screaming the whole time?
Probably not.
Nah, because anytime that he was on, when he was DJing like the other ciphers, you didn't even know he was back there half the time, unless the camera zoomed in on his face. But most of the time he was back there DJing. But then he hasn't done an act cipher since that whole shit with we talked about with fucking with fucking Kodak. When you say who the fuck made this rag ass beat, it was like damn, dude. But now he's coming back 10 years later. So,
R.I.P. Take Heat.
R.I.P.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes. That is still hard to hear. That Take Heat has passed away, man. It's crazy. We were literally discussing.
Pick up a book.
Yeah, like drugs, and then on top of just how young he was.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He was like what, 29?
29, man. And on top of that, he was a graduate. He graduated from Middle Tennessee State.
Oh shit.
So he had his degree. He was making beats. It looked like he had his life in front of him, but you honestly never know what people are going through. Now, granted, they said they still don't know exactly what, took him out, but if they're saying no foul play, I'm like, damn, no foul play. That can really mean one thing. It could either be an overdose or he took his life. And I'm, it's sad to hear.
Yeah.
Especially from someone who was so young, dude. And like the fact that I literally just listened to Key Glock's latest album, and Tay Keith is all up and down that fucking album. And hearing that tag, it's just like, damn, dude, I hear no more shit. So my advice to all the folk that's out there, man, like, if you got something going on, always remember that at least this podcast, we here to talk, we here to discuss. We can be an ear, even if we can't give out legal advice, or even if we can't give out, doctor's advice, because we're not licensed therapists. We're always here to have an open ear for you and for whatever. And then if you need any resources, then I have a couple that I can lend you out as well. Of course, you have to talk to me privately. I don't want to put all the sources out here, obviously, for doctor-client privilege, but still, we have and we know people who can lead you in the right direction. But I just always ask that my people just try to find ways to protect your mental health at all costs.
Definitely.
To all my black men that are listening, listen. It's not weak to go and seek counseling, to seek therapy. I done been through my fair share of hardships when it came to those that I thought were going to be with me here in this thing I call the Navy, man. So um, I'm currently seeking counseling and therapy and trying to figure out my own sense and way about things. Go and talk to somebody. Don't bottle it up. Figure out a way to get through it, because at the end of the day, you aren't by yourself. You have, like, I'm thankful for Kid more than he knows, you know. Been doing this thing 6 years now, going on 7. So
Yep.
um Ked has been there through everything. That's why we came together and did this thing. So make sure that y'all reach out to people, check on your people. Even if you aren't going through something, the people that are around you might be going through something. So check on your people, man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow isn't uh promise. There we go.
Absolutely, absolutely. With that in mind, y'all, also, the reason why I did this and I wanted to go over this freshman list is just because I know that for me, music has always been healing for me in some form of fashion. All of us in here have been in band, so music has always been a part of my life in one fashion or another. A part of my life since the day I was born. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Having an older brother born in the 80s to put me on to different hip hop acts and just going through the different eras of hip hop from the 1990s all the way to now, I've always found my comfort in listening to music and listening to hip hop to ease my soul. And, that may or may not work for you or the next person, but that's how much I love hip hop. And this is something that I truly enjoy and enjoy talking about. When I made this podcast, it wasn't made to be a hip hop podcast. However, the way that hip hop is interwoven in Black culture is something that always dominates the conversation just because of how strong it is. And granted, we could talk about all the things that have created and laid the foundation for Black culture, but we can't talk about it without at least talking about hip hop and what it's done for us in my life. I'll even go out on a limb to say, man, hip hop saved my ass more times than I could count. And so that's why, like, I love looking at new artists and love trying to find, different ways to incorporate hip hop into our conversations. For example, another new artist, Suave, who was included on On the Radar freestyle. Listen, dude got bars. I listened to his EP not too long ago. It was great. I really enjoyed it. He had a song called 6 Minutes that really told a great story. And I'm just like, damn, okay. I fuck with it. So, and that is something that has always been a part of me and a part of my listening experiences, just finding those artists who can convey stories and who can convey what they're going through, because at the end of the day, I'm relating myself back to them. And that's probably why Kendrick is probably my number one artist at the moment, just because he reminds me so much of myself if I was a hood nigga. And it's like, I take that, and I don't mean that to laugh, but it's just like I take that into consideration how I grew up, and I make those parallels and comparisons to him, and it's just like, damn, dude. Now just imagine if I was in the hood, this would literally be my life. Like, oh shit, wow. Okay, so that's kind of where those comparisons lie. Now, granted, am I Kendrick? No, because look, the way he's able to convey stories and the way he's able to create concept albums, I could only wish for that kind of talent. The only thing I can do is play a goddamn drum and write some poetry every now and then, and can sing. So, my experience always came from acting, which I'm gonna get into that, for another episode. But still, that is how much music has meant to me, and that's how much hip hop has meant to me. Before we sign off, I definitely wanted to give AJ the floor and how much this shit means to him as well, because I know me and Law have been talking.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, like, I've been involved in music since, like, I want to say since elementary school. Like, I've been playing the saxophone since like 4th grade, and like I really started getting into hip hop probably around like 6th grade, and like I fell in love with it by 8th grade. I fell in love with it, and like like you said, like hip hop saved my life. Like I'm chill, I'm calm, I'm collected, but I feel like if it wasn't for music, if it wasn't for hip hop, me being in band, I'll probably be a very angry individual.
Mm-hmm.
I would have slapped some niggas a couple times. Like me say, music has kept me calm, especially my homie Tupac.
Yeah.
Him and Bone Thugs and Harmony, they've kept me grounded.
Ooh.
So,
Preaching now.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, like y'all pretty much set it off for like yeah. Like I've been doing music shit my whole life. I made sure the music, you know, been playing music through all throughout like grade school and in college. And even now, you know, I've been doing my podcast. We're doing this is our 6th year doing my podcast as well. So yeah, everything's just thank God for hip hop, man. Just thank God for hip hop.
Yes, yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. With that, that concludes our episode for today, ladies and gentlemen. So before we get up out of here, I did want to ask AJ and Law if there were any new Black businesses that they wanted to highlight or shout out, or even if there was any old ones that they wanted to highlight or shout out that we haven't done so thus far.
Fellow South Carolinian, my apologies. My boy Byron, create. That's KCREATE_. He's been making clothes now for the better half of about 5 years now. I was lucky enough to, you know, get a couple of his first pieces that he put out. But solid dude, love his vision, how he's been going about promoting his business. Shout out to Byron, man.
For sure, man. For sure. AJ, you got any?
No business, but I just want to shout out my boy Norris, aka Flo the Guy, aka I Don't Have Kids 704. One of my chapter bros, Fasai, and another dude from North Carolina. He's doing his contact thing. He's been very, very consistent with the stuff. So shout out to him. Shout out to him doing his thing and all that good stuff.
For sure, man. For me, shout out to Ashe Wrestling out of North Carolina, more specifically Charlotte. Yeah, they put on a hell of a show on Saturday night. The World Is Yours. They are once again the biggest, if not the only, like solidly Black indie professional wrestling organization out there. And the stuff that they brought was phenomenal. The show that they performed was phenomenal. From top to bottom, you know, minus a few mic issues, but still from the commentary to the matches themselves, they have a whole list of talented wrestlers who either are a part of the organization or at least come in and out of the organization. Like if you know Lee Moriarty from Ring of Honor / AEW, if you know Bishop Khan from AEW, they were a part of the show as well. It was phenomenal. I enjoyed it from start to finish. And I definitely want everybody, especially like all my wrestling fans, to definitely check them out because a good portion of the Black Wrestling Podcast 50 are a part of Ashe Wrestling. Like if they don't do nothing, they are going to put you on to some wrestlers that you may or may not know about. And they definitely put me on to a lot of people last night, and I'm thankful for that. So big shout out to Ashe Wrestling. With that, we're going to go ahead and get
quick,
up out of here. What's up, AJ?
I was gonna say shout out to my homegirl Kanisha. She helps run on Ashe Wrestling as well. So shout out to her too.
Let's go, man. This is really becoming a small world for real. We got to be interwoven and connected. Next time that Ashe Wrestling has a show, like if I'm available, I definitely want to go down to North Carolina and watch. You know, if I, you know, we can get out of fucking DC. But,
right, bro. I just be hating that I work on Sundays now. That's what be killing me because I work Sundays now, so I can't even go.
Yeah, man. I used to be in that that ecosystem, but you know that things have changed since then. So, with that in mind, guys, I'm gonna do this rundown real quick. So, for those who are familiar with the rundown, obviously these are all of the artist podcasts and content creators that have either been a part of this podcast or have joined this podcast in some form or fashion. I just got to find my list because the last time that I tried to do it, I could not find this whole, and I had to kind of end the episode because it was taking too long. But anyway, I got it. So as always, big shout out to Inside the Mind of a BlerD. That is the other podcast that I'm a part of. Big shout out to Scuba Steve. I know he is currently working. Big shout out to Mike Check Waifu. That is a podcast that really deals in seasonal anime. So please be sure that you check them out. Their analysis on seasonal anime is great. Of course, shout out to Dad Needs to Talk with Rob, the Father of Vash, Geek Said Podcast, Anime Junkies, 3 Weaves in a Podcast, Those Anime Girls, and big shout out to Black Geek Energy with my boys Jardo and DeMarcus. For our Black authors, big shout out to K. Renee and Elena Graham. For content creators, we got, of course, the Off Black Mag team, of course, led by Aaron, and of course, this entire team over there. So shout out to Off Black Mag. Big shout out to Cerberus Entertainment. Big shout out, of course, to our streamers, Tatted Poodle, Dikichi Gamer, Shelby, Toasty Marshmallow, and of course, the Corner 5 with Simone, Courtney 5, Chris and Sham. Big shout out, of course, to Strange Keith with House the Icons, and shout out to, once again, Scuba Steve and Alpha for BlerD Mind Productions. Please be sure, of course, that you check out Wake the Dead. Big shout out to, that's D, to Carabits, little homie from Hampton. Big shout out to Cleopatra. More on her later, of course. She might be becoming more involved with us as time goes. So big shout out to Cleo. And I think I got all of the streamers there. For our Black artists, of course, big shout out to NASA, Scoozy, Jack Union, Phil.me, Ellis Quinn, RJ Stackhouse, Quarter, Tyrone Leak Jr., Ari Lashow, Zach Hans, Elena, Zaynab, and Imogen. Regarding Ellis Quinn, actually, Drum just dropped another project, and Ellis Quinn is a part of that. So if you are familiar with Drum, obviously, definitely be sure that you check out that latest project as well. I got it saved in my queue, so that's going to be up next. But I'm glad to see that Ellis is, making music, because I remember when we was in the trenches of Enterprise and he was trying to get up out of that hole, and he finally found his lane, man. He was finally able to, because he had that connection with Drum, he was able to get up with him, and now he's doing music full time. So big shout out to Ellis, man. Always listening to you, bro. With that in mind, for our Black businesses, Fresh Nurse, Righteous Bonds with Timo, Studio Maho with Pat Yin, She Designs 2 with Aaron, Concept Moon, we got Black Magic and Lit Ones with Lower T, H4 Creative with Zenobia, Real Estate Stone by Meredith, Soul by Bell, Mama Mariah, Scrappy Sentiment with, of course, our very own Sappy. And with that, before we actually do the complete sign off, AJ, once again, how can people follow you, find you, and of course, listen to your podcast as well?
Cool. So you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Hip Hop Vibes Pod. That's Hip Hop Vibes Pod, all one word. That's why I do like my daily hip hop content. Follow us on YouTube, Hip Hop Vibes the Podcast. It's like a tricolor question. You got to say the whole thing. Also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you can get your podcasts. We're going to be there. And also follow me on Twitch, War Machine 1919, all one word. We stream our podcast over there as well. And I'm trying to get back into like streaming my games and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. And we stream every other Friday on YouTube for my podcast. And then every Tuesday for Sipping the Vibes for me and Miss JLH. That's when we do our weekly album reviews. She picks the R&B, I pick the hip hop, and then we listen to review. And yeah, that's all I got.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. With that, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast on your favorite ESPN, wherever you get your podcasts. If you are listening on YouTube, once again, please be sure that you like the video, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all of that. Please be sure that you come join the Chaotic crew over here. There are episodes that are really doing well, and then there's some, of course, where we get a little more chaotic than we did this episode, but, we had a structure today, so there's that. Definitely check us out, because we still got some more music roundtables that we got to do before we end the season. There's a couple artists that we want to check out. We may only have time for one, but we're still going to do one before we get up out of here and we do our August break and then return in September for season 8. So y'all just stick around and listen. We got more in store for you all. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook at the Chaotic Culture Podcast page. You can follow us on X/Twitter at Chaotic Culture 1. You can follow us on Blue Sky at chaoticculture.bsky.social. And of course, you can follow us everywhere else That includes Threads, Instagram, and TikTok at Chaotic Culture Pod. You can follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on all social media. Of course, you can follow my co-host Law at L.JR_96 on Instagram and Law96_ on X/Twitter. Of course, you can follow Scuba Steve at Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media, and you can follow Sappy at Scratch14 on all social media. With that, guys, this has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe, God is love, and we are out of here. Deuces.
One.
So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. And